So in ships at sea there is something called the Jigger, and this can be used to go jigging, which is, I'm basically going to call it hand fishing. And if we go to the shop, we're going to have a look. It's under tools and it's going to cost you 149. You'll see at the top right I've got 40.7 million. So it doesn't cost a lot of money at all. Even when you start the game, you start with 50 grand and this thing costs 149. But what we're going to do is we have a fishing boat here where I can do long line fishing. However, if I just press 9, because that's the quick slot that the jigger's in, we can get it out and we can start jigging. And you can do this on a jetty, like when you're docked and stuff, and you can also do it in your boat. The thing is, don't even attempt to do this when you are somewhere, let's just say you're over here at this fish habitat. Don't even bother trying to do it out there. The water is so rough, even when your throttle is off, there's no movement, whether there shouldn't be any movement in your boat, it still registers. Like you can be halfway through reeling a fish up, like, well, jigging it, and yeah, the game tells you that your line snapped because the boat's moving too fast. So this is more for when you're docked or when you're in very calm water. If we start jigging now, what happens is you're going to hold your left mouse button, lower the lure into the water, and when you get to the seabed, what we're going to do is just every time that dot on the right hand side goes green, we're just going to click in our left mouse button, and eventually we will bring in a fish. Like, we'll hook onto a fish and we'll start reeling it in. So what we want to do at this point is, if we start using our left mouse button to reel, when it gets tight, you stop reeling because the line will eventually go yellow, red, then snap. So just let the fish do its thing. Then when it starts spinning fast, you hold down your left mouse button, you start reeling it in. And then eventually you're going to catch a fish. If we go to my inventory, you'll see that I caught a 3.88 kilo pollock. So what I'm going to do is catch a few fish, I don't know, say 4 or 5 fish. And then we're going to go and sell them and see what we get for them, to see if this jigger or if jigging is actually any good to make money. And just quickly, if you are ever confused about the types of fish, if you can catch them through either jigging, long line or net, you can always come to, like, if you press tab, you go to help, you can go to fishing, then down to fish types, and you'll see them all here. You'll see with things like salmon, they're only available through jigger and net. So when you're doing long line fishing, you'll never see a salmon, and you don't get the, like, you don't open up net fishing until you're in a tier 2 boat. So if you want to catch some salmon and just chill, you can always use the jigger. And if we look up here, it's exactly the same for mackerel. It's only available through jigger and net. So I'm going to go for one more fish, and then we're going to go see. I've already checked my inventory, and I don't know how this happens, but I managed to catch a 188 kilo halibut. Just one halibut that weighed nearly 200 kilos. If we start reeling this fish in, I'm hoping we get a big one. It doesn't look like it. No, this is quite a small one. I did have a giant a moment ago. So let's get that in. And then if we put that away, let's go to our inventory. We managed to get a 3.88 kilo pollock, a 188 kilo halibut, a 1.83 kilo salmon, 31 kilo cod, and 2 haddock, which totaled 11 kilos. So if we go to the fishery, it's going to be a little bit of a run because it's pretty much the other side of Rost. So we come up here past the office, past the shop, all the way down there, past this building. Like, when we get to the back of these buildings over here, we do a left. So when we are at the fishery, if we interact, we are going to see that probably took, I don't know, say 4 or 5 minutes. And I mean, the majority of the money is coming from this halibut. It's only a medium as well. But you'll see at the bottom right, we made 11,000 within the space of a few minutes. And originally I thought, oh yeah, jigging, you're catching the odd fish here and there, is not going to be worth anything. But that is actually pretty good money, especially early in the game. Remember, this thing costs 149. It's got infinite use. If we sell the fish, another thing to note is if we go to our inventory, the jigger, we equip it. What we can do with this is we can stand pretty much anywhere in Rost, stand at the edge, and you can just start jigging. So if we lower the lure into the water, when it eventually reaches the seabed, this bouncing thing I don't understand. Oh wait, hold up, top left, successful bounces. So yeah, you need to hit it on the green 8 times. I was just spamming it and I was thinking, oh okay, I'm catching fish without it doing anything. But it does tell you top left. And then once we've hit the seabed, we've done the bouncing, we get hooked onto a fish. We start reeling it in. And I mean, it's always going to be a surprise. Sometimes you'll get a tiny fish, other times you'll get one that's gigantic. This one here is minuscule. If we go to the inventory, we actually caught a total of 1.35 kg mackerel, which you won't see any other way early in the game because mackerel are only available through jigging and net fishing, with net fishing being locked until you've got a tier 2 boat. So if we come over here with the 2 mackerel, that's 1,700. I literally sat there for about a minute to get that fish. So while at first it might seem as though jigging isn't any good, you're spending 149 to get into it and you're catching singular fish. When you go out with a long line, you're bringing in hundreds of the things. But as you would have seen, I spent a few minutes gathering some fish, got 11 grand. I then went and caught what I thought was one catch. I ended up getting a double for the mackerel and got like nearly 1,700. When you take on a cargo mission in this game, it might take you 10-15 minutes to go sailing. It might be a hassle to go and like load all the cargo and everything. You go from Rost down to Ling or maybe to Beta or something. You say you go around 0.5 to 0.8 kilometers from Rost and you're looking at about 1,500 and maybe over 100 XP. I'm not sure what the XP is if you even get any for jigging. I never paid attention to the XP. And then even if you take a cargo job from, let's say we go from Ling and we come back to Rost, it's going to be about 5 grand and maybe 300 XP or something like that. So early game, before you get into like the tier 2 boats and everything, jigging using the jigger is actually very, very good for money. What I'm going to do to celebrate is I'm going to actually catch one more. I really want to show you guys a giant fish. I don't think it's going to happen. The halibut was by far the biggest I pulled in, like visually, not just the weight of it. So let's get these successful bounces. I don't know what this is going to be because it said I only needed to do 5 bounces. With the mackerel, I had to do 8. So this one coming up, it's a decent size. We're going to bring it in. Look at that. That was massive. And if we put this away, inventory, that was a 15 kilo pollock. Probably not going to be worth a lot, but we're going to go check quickly. So, yeah, that was a 1,900 fish. It's a large size and it was 15.6 kilos. And yeah, we caught ourselves a nice little celebration fish to wrap it up. Is the jigger good for making money? Early in the game, absolutely. We've just made probably about 15 grand and altogether the time we spent using the jigger, probably 6 or 7 minutes or something like that. So XP, more than likely not, because I don't think we actually got any XP for that. But in terms of your money, jigging is very decent. And on that note, we're going to wrap the video up there. I will see you guys in the next one.